Where do you feel like you're at with 1 day left?
Where we should be.
Yeah.
Same schedule, same thing. The guys are in a rhythm, they know what they're doing, so
I
have another good day tomorrow running around and we should be okay.
I think I was wondering with the extra O-lineman and the number issue with trying to get a guy in an eligible jersey. Is that something they have to like declare before the game? What number a guy? Okay.
They don't. And I don't know if they did for Notre Dame or not. I know they put a kid in 41. So we just doesn't matter what number they come out in. If we see a guy in an eligible number, we have to treat him like an eligible player. If he comes out in 79, they can't throw it to him. If he comes out in 41, they can. So.
Coach, what is the strength of that Stanford offense?
You know, they're balanced, I think, is what their strength is that they run the ball as well as they throw the ball, and they present problems in both aspects. But, you know, you just can't say it's a running team or a throwing team. They're very balanced in how they do it. They run the ball really well for about 200 yards a game. They throw the ball for 200 something yards a game. So I think it's their balance, I would say, that's your strength.
In terms of the... Go ahead.
What kind of difference has it made with them switching defenses?
I think they're playing, you know, it seems like they're well coached right now, and they're doing a good job, you know, and the scheme's a little bit different. You know, it's tough to tell because you're trying to judge apples to oranges. I've never seen Notre Dame play, so I don't know if Notre Dame's good or bad. You know, I've never seen Sac State play. I've never seen Wake Forest play. You know, so sometimes you don't know until you see a guy in person and go, wow, this team's pretty good. Or it's the same thing with Stephen Threet. You watch him on tape and trying to judge him, then you see him in person, you're like, wow, that kid's pretty good. Yeah. So.
Coach, on that Stanford offense, seems like they try to do a lot of imbalanced stuff. Do you make any
imbalance?
Unbalanced, imbalanced? More guys on one side of the
they some unbalanced stuff. Yeah.
Do you make any adjustments for that?
Yeah, we adjust when they adjust. You know, it's a lot of people run it. We run unbalanced. Tennessee ran unbalanced. Cal runs a ton of unbalanced. We saw unbalanced in a lot in the Portland State game. So it's not a revolutionary concept. A lot of teams in college football run unbalanced.
Some of you and the rest of the coaches preaching focus a lot today and all week. How would you assess it compared to previous weeks?
I think we're like we've been in previous weeks. You know, it's the same thing. It's a very rhythmical thing that we do. It's a process, and everybody's got to understand how we need to practice on Thursday, and that's our job is to remind them of that. But I've liked these guys focus in every game we've been in.
Defensively, you guys have been pretty good in the red zone so far. What would have been the keys to that?
You know, I think some of the things Nick's doing defensively obviously helps us in that area. And I think our guys, you know, understand that there's not a lot of room. You know, when you played against a spread team last week, you know, they can't really spread you out as much as they can when the ball gets into the red zone. So, you know, sometimes it's a byproduct of who we're playing against. But I also know our guys can, you know, really have that attitude of, you know, you may have moved the ball between the 20s on us, but really you find out who a good football team is, both offensively and defensively, what you do when the ball's inside the 20.
Coach, it seems like that Stanford defense is doing a lot of different things this year versus last year. So can you look at last year's game,
no, it's a
film
new
it all?
Coaching staff, so we don't look at that stuff.
So,
brand new coaching staff, so last year's game means nothing. So it's just like playing an entirely different team. You know, they're not. You don't gain anything from looking at last year's tape because it's a different scheme. Just like Arizona State, we didn't look at Arizona State's offense going into this year's game because they switched entirely offensively. So whatever Arizona State ran against us out here in 2009 wasn't what we saw in 2010. So you're wasting your time to look at last year's game.
So basically, a preparation film-wise, anyway, has been this year's film for them.
It's based on the 4 games that they played today.
Okay, thank you.
Works for me. Thanks.